So question 4 involving functions says determine whether the equation defines y as a function of x. For y to be a function of x, what that means is the x has to go through a series of calculations and has to result in just one y value. So by definition of a function again, a function exists when input values, which again we are talking about the x values, they go through a series of calculations. Again, x values are going to be called our domain. They're going to go through a series of calculations, which is going to be called a formula. And they're going to result in output values, which we call the y values, which is going to be the range. So again, if I look at this, a function, again, it can be best described by drawing this little model here, my little function model. So the x values have to go through here. Notice that there is this formula here. The x is being squared and then multiplied by 4. So you have this 4. The value is going to go in place of x. It's going to be squared. You're also going to be adding 3 times that value of x. And then you're also going to be adding a 9. So x is going to be going through those calculations there. So if I pick a value for x, say if I pick 1, 1 has got to go through these series of calculations. So we'd be going 1 squared, which would be 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 9 would be 16. Notice how it kicks out a y value. That's what a function is supposed to do. So this would describe a function. If I want to look at it on a calculator, we have our function key, our y equals button. So if I hit the y equals button, if I clear this off here, I can type in my equation. 4 times x, which I'm going to use this button here for x. That's my little default. And then squared is this x2 button. And then plus 3x. And then plus 9. So if I go to the table, notice how table is in blue. So hit the second button, hit table. Notice how, again, I like to start with, we said 1. Notice that 1 went in and 16 came out. So notice that the 1 does not repeat. The 1 did not kick out a different y value. The 1 only kicked out one y value. That's the definition of a function. So notice how the calculator really does well. It does many, many calculations at once if I put them in the form of a table. So 2 goes in, 31 would go out. Notice how these would be ordered pairs as well. And I could be graphing this function if I wanted to. So in the end, what we're seeing is, does this equation define y as a function of x? And we would have to say, yes, it does. This is what a function is. So again, the input values are going through a series of calculations, and it's going to result in a y value. And this is the best way to write a function, is in the form of y equals.